Hi, everyone. Does Social Security currently have enough money to pay or retro pay for the Social Security Fairness Act? Some people say no, and some say yes. That's what I want to talk a little bit about in this video. Right now, Social Security is still working on this. They are figuring out when they will apply this law to pay back many of you who have been affected by the windfall elimination provision and the government pension offset. Once they are done, the back payments will start from January 2024. This means that once Social Security finishes their work, they will pay back a large amount of money to those affected by these two rules. This is going to be a lot of money. Do they have enough funds to cover this large amount? How large is it? Okay, let's take a closer look at some of these details. There are about 2,100,000 people currently affected by the windfall elimination provision. The average amount deducted each month is $360. For the government pension offset, around 745,000 people are affected. The amount lost is about $700 to $1,190 on average each month. Okay, we don't know when Social Security will finish their work to apply and eliminate these two provisions, so that those of you who are affected will no longer be impacted and will get paid back from January 2024. Of course, many of you have been affected for many years, but they will only pay back starting from January 2024, not before that. Okay, now let's assume that Social Security finishes their work this month and pays back for 12 months. I'm just using 12 months as an example. Of course, it will likely be more than 12 months, but let's use this example for now. If the average monthly amount for the windfall elimination provision is $360, then for 12 months, each person would receive an average of $4,320. Now, if you multiply $4,320 by 2,100,000 people, you will get a pretty large number. Okay, that's for the windfall elimination provision. Now, for the government pension offset, the average monthly amount lost is from $700 to $1,190. Let's use the same 12-month example like before. If the average amount is $700 per month, then for 12 months, the total repayment would be $8,400. If the average is $1,190 per month, then the total repayment would be $14,280. Now, if you multiply these amounts by 745,000 people who are affected, the total amount that Social Security would need to pay back for both the windfall elimination provision and the government pension offset would be quite large. So when Social Security finishes their work on the Social Security Fairness Act, do they have enough money to pay back all of you who have been affected? Because it seems like nearly 3 million people have been impacted, right? Well, let's move on to the next part to see if Social Security currently has enough money to pay all that back and how this might affect the future. Okay, now take a look at this part. This information is taken directly from Social Security. Social Security currently has about $2.8 trillion in reserves. That means the money in their trust funds is still around $2.8 trillion. You can look at the chart here to see how their funds have gone up and down over time. At this moment, it shows that the Social Security Trust Fund still has about $2.8 trillion. Okay, $2.8 trillion is a very large number, right? But is this amount enough to apply the Social Security Fairness Act and pay back those who have been affected by the windfall elimination provision and the government pension offset with retroactive payments starting from January 2024? Okay, now let's look at this part. They estimate that applying the Social Security Fairness Act will cost about $196 billion over the next 10 years. That means it will cost around $19.6 billion each year on average. Looking at the current Social Security Reserve Fund, there seems to be enough money to apply this law. So when Social Security finishes their work and enforces this law, it looks like they will have enough funds to pay back those affected starting from January 2024. However, using this money could cause the Social Security Trust Fund to run out 6 months earlier. Instead of being depleted by 2034, it could run out by 2033. This is the topic. I wanted to talk a little bit about whether Social Security has enough money to repay and apply this law or not. I will see you again in the next videos. Thank you very much. Goodbye.